Hi, I'm Lee Partridge. Good afternoon and welcome back to Colu TV. It's our pre-match show as we take on Northampton Town here at the JobServe Community Stadium this afternoon. And it'll be the first game in charge for Ross Embleton as the interim coach today. We'll hear from him and Noah Chilvers shortly. But first, let's take a look back and remind ourselves of a fantastic victory over the Cobblers, that 4-0 hammering from February 2019. Can't believe that was 4 years ago already, that fine win, with Frank Nublet, Abs Issa, Kane Vincent-Young and Sammy Schmodix all on target in a fine win against Northampton. And I think I speak for all of us here today when I say a result like that wouldn't go amiss. Over to the training ground now and an interview with Ross Embleton. He'll be in the dugout this afternoon alongside Dave Hussey and Elliot Ward, and these are his pre-match thoughts.
Well, Ross, it's not been too long since you were a League Two manager, but you must not have expected it to come along and be back in the hot seat so soon.
No, I mean, I think actually officially, nearly 2 years to the day, someone told me this morning. So, yeah, strange how football throws these things up. But, yeah, look, first of all, I think it's important from my perspective to huge pat on the back. It's been a great experience working with Matt, Richard and Lee. And I always sort of live along the lines of when an opportunity comes your way in football, you've got to take that. And I know it's harsh on us as a club, and I'm sure the supporters will be disappointed at the fact that Matt's moved on so soon after the job that he's done. But football changes and moves on so quickly, and there's examples in the league, I'm sure, already this season where someone turns an opportunity down or doesn't take one up and ends up losing his job. So I do live along the lines of when an opportunity comes along your way as a player or a manager, you've got to take that opportunity. So, but to answer your question, yeah, always a little bit surreal when I do it now because I wake up some mornings and I don't know where my football boots are because I don't have to use them quite so much. But I enjoy coaching. I enjoy working with the players when I am out there. So. It's a good opportunity to do that, and at the same time I feel as an employee at the football club, whatever job I'm asked to do, I step in and do it to the best of my ability to make sure that it helps the club, on the right pathway.
Sure. I don't want to dwell on it too much, but it must, despite Matt's links to Wickham, it must have come as a bit of a shock given the situation the club were in the year before and turned around to see him leave.
Yeah, of course. Like you say, the fact that he's gone to that club probably doesn't surprise everybody as much as if he'd gone to somebody else. But but at the same time, it's a short period of time that he's been doing it. But for us, it's been a successful period, and he's taken us away and led us away from the danger zone in the area that we were in when he came to the club. So what he has also done as well, as I think it shouldn't be underestimated, is he's embedded in a big amount of new players into the environment and into the club, and I think they've done that very, very well. So having been out there this morning and seen them all in the environment properly for the first time, you can see that's it's a positive feel, and there's an upbeat feel about the group, which is an unusual circumstance to be in. I've stepped in as interim manager a few times in different circumstances, or as a coach, and sometimes you're picking up the pieces, or people are feeling a bit fragile, but that's not the case at all with what Matt's left behind, for the want of a better phrase.
And as head of recruitment, you will have had a say in bringing those players in, so I suppose that helps with everyone, a bit of continuity there.
Yeah, I mean, I've obviously studied these players in a lot of detail over a long period of time, and that includes our players, because part of my job, albeit, is to bring new ones in and sometimes on some occasions replace what's already here. I mean that in the nicest possible way. My job is to know as much as I can about them. I was lucky to have spent a period of time with Matt when he first arrived at the club, and I could have an assessment of the group like that. But study them a lot, and then obviously with the new players coming in, it was really important for us that we improved, and obviously we spent money, and then the chairman backed us well in the window. It was important we had a real understanding, a real lot of work and intelligence went into finding the right characters and the right players that were going to come in and improve and hopefully take us further, not just now, but further down the line. So I feel like I know them without quite knowing them, if that makes sense.
Yeah, sure. We were just chatting to Noah Chilvers, and he hinted that you have your own ideas. So are you going to change things at all, do you reckon?
I think it's important that we have continuity. So I won't sit here, I'm sure you've interviewed managers before, and I'm not going to tell you all the secrets, because there'll be a manager or an analyst listening to what I'm saying at the moment, sitting in Northampton somewhere. So I think it's important that we maintain some continuity in what we're doing, because it's not been broken in any way, shape or form, or as you referred to the fact that sometimes you sit in this chair and he's picking up the pieces. Well, that's not the case at the moment. It's about trying to continue the momentum and the good work that's been being done, but at the same time, it's important to impose myself. I can't come here, I've stood in manager shoes before and tried not to be someone else. I can't be Matt Bloomfield. I've got to be me and look after the team in the best way that I see possible to get us a result, first and foremost, this weekend.
Yeah, and you've got Dave Hussey alongside you, who's done this role before.
Yeah, Dave and Elliot Ward, who are both incredibly enthusiastic, really good coaches. So it's important that they had their airtime out there with the players this morning, and we constructed training, had a real idea of what we did and didn't want to see in the session this morning. So it's great to be able to work with them too. Worked with Elliot last time when we did the team for the first week with Steve Ball, but first opportunity to work closely with Dave. Two really good, keen, young, enthusiastic coaches. So yeah, it's great to have them with us, as well as obviously the remaining staff that have also been working with Matt. And
Northampton on Saturday, they're obviously fighting for promotion, but having a bit of a dip in form themselves. So how are you feeling about this match? You were here when you played them on the first match of the season.
I was here. Yeah, I was obviously. I won't pretend that I sit and watch our games, because it's not my job. My job's to watch everybody else. But obviously with a keen eye on our performances and our results. So yeah, I was here at that time. Obviously, real different dynamic for us and for them. It's obviously being so much further into the season now. There's a lot that's changed. We're excited about the game. Like you said there, we have to respect incredibly the job that the manager's done on the whole, but also at the same time the position they are in the league, despite the fact that they've had a bit of a wobble. What I would say is, even though they've gone through an indifferent run of results, it's been a lot of injuries. I know there's people clambering back to be in the team now, so we're not quite sure what we're walking into, but incredibly excited to put a Colchester team out there to go and make it difficult and win a game of football against Northampton.
And lastly, from me, a word up for the fans, because they'll be feeling a range of emotions at the moment.
Yeah, as much as we all are, but I understand what it's like to be a fan, and I know people have sat in here and said that, but I have been a fan of a League Two football team, and I know what it feels like to lose a manager and experience those ups and downs. And just walking off the training pitch there, said to Greg, there's never a quiet moment. There's never a quiet moment at many football clubs, but there's certainly been lots of changes here. So my message to them would be, let's put all of our emotions, myself and them, into making a lot of noise, backing the team, giving them the real support, which I know, having listened to Matt's comments and talked to Matt, that he's been really impressed with the away following and obviously when we perform well at home. So we'll be throwing everything into it. I'm extremely excited, extremely passionate about going and winning a game of football at the weekend for this football club. So let's do it together.
Ross indicating that he'll be leaning towards a similar lineup and tactics that we've been used to over the last few weeks. And you can see all the latest up-to-date team news that he's picked. Just head over to the website or our socials for all the team news. A man who has been a regular in the starting 11 over the last few weeks is Noah Chilvers, and we caught up with him ahead of this afternoon's match.
Well, Noah, interesting week. You've been around long enough, you've seen it all before, really, despite being one of the younger players. Are you kind of disappointed to see Matt go?
Yeah, you say that. I've been professional for 2.5, 3 years now, and I think this is going to be my 6th gaffer. So, yeah, it is. I'm used to the feeling now, which is strange for a young player, but yeah, it's disappointing. He was a really positive guy around the training ground. Really good for the boys. Obviously, we've been doing well recently with him, so it is a bit disappointing. But that's football, so we move on. We've got nothing's changed with the boys. All the players are still here, so we've been the ones winning the games and things. So we're still positive that we can play really well this weekend and get a good result.
As the chairman, Robbie Cowling, said on Tuesday, and as you just mentioned, they're still the same team, so you're confident you can kick on and keep up this good run of form? Yeah,
exactly. Robbie come and spoke to us after training on Tuesday and said exactly that. Obviously, look, it's not, you can't say the gaffer, he was a massive part of how well we've been doing and the feel-good factor around the club, but like he said, like the chairman said, it is us players that have been going out and winning the game, so just got to try and keep doing that.
And having, you said you've been around for longer than maybe some of the other players now, so do you feel a kind of responsibility to step up and make sure everyone's going in the same direction? Yeah,
I think it's about, in this period, while the club are looking for the next manager, it's just about being positive and being really taking on board what Ross, Dave and Wardy are trying to do with us, which is slightly different at times, but not going away too much from what we've been doing successfully. So it's just about making sure that we do everything right and treat them as the managers for the time being.
And turning on to the pitch, Northampton on Saturday, you have to go a long way back to remember. I think it was the first game of the season, 3-2 loss, quite disappointing. I think it was a last-minute goal. You did score that day, but are you confident you can get a result against them? Yeah,
so we've done our analysis as a team, as we normally would, and we know that there's things we can do that can hurt them. We've had, obviously, going back to the first game of the season, obviously there's been a big change with players that are going to play the game compared to that starting 11. But we know that we did well against them that day, second half especially, scored 2 goals and were disappointed not to come away with more from the game. So we know that as a team we can compete with anyone, and we're going to go do that Saturday.
So Noah, repeating the message that we heard from Robbie earlier in the week, as well as the coach, the players are also the ones that have been winning the games. We'll be cheering them on throughout this afternoon's performance, of course, and hopefully be celebrating 3 points by 5 p.m. this evening. All the up-to-date team news is on the website and on the socials. Before you go out and take your seat, make sure you get your programme as well. I'll be back on Wednesday for the midweek show, and also the Bradford tickets are available for next week's away game against Bradford. Please do call the ticket office for all the details and your ticket information there. Right, I'll let you go out there, take your seats, cheer on the lads, and I'll see you very, very soon. Until then, it's goodbye for now.